Well, good morning, guys. It is early in the morning. I have zero makeup on, but that's okay because I am going to be doing some gardening today, this morning. Sorry, I'm trying to watch where I'm walking. And it's hot. It's anticipated to get 104 today. So I am out here early. It is 7:30, something like that. It's early. I just got my kiddo eating some pancakes and I had my first cup of coffee because I can't function without my first cup of coffee. And now I'm going to be working on this area. So this is my cut flower patch, two of my cut flower raised beds. And this heat is taking a major toll on my garden. So let me show you a couple things that are going on. But I'm going to try to get out here and work on this patch today because there's just some things I need to do and take care of. But let me show you a couple things that I've noticed in the garden. It's been a heat wave here in the Pacific Northwest. Like I said, we've been over 100 the past couple of days, and my garden's starting to suffer. I have been doing the best I can to shade things and water things, but it is what it is in this heat. So let me flip the camera around and show you what I'm going to be working on today. Milo and Max are out here with me nice and early this morning. Hey guys. Hey Milo, Max. They're licking the dew, actually it's the sprinkler, off the grass and munching on some grass. Let me show you one thing that I discovered last night, and I'm so upset about it. Look at my hydrangea. It's burning, you guys. I'm like sick about it. Now, it's not that bad. The blooms still look beautiful, right? Like, I look at all these blooms. Look at all these blooms. This one's the first one that's opened. So, I mean, the blooms are fine. It's got tons of blooms, but the leaves are starting to crisp up. So I actually moved the umbrella. I had this big umbrella kind of over my Snapdragons, and I moved it to this area because I think it's, I don't know, I'm gonna try to shade these today because they're just getting crispy. I mean, I could grab a sheet and put them over too, but I don't want to risk damaging the blooms. So hopefully this will help. And you guys check out the drumstick alliums. The bees, the pollinators, have been all over these. I mean, all over these. And the other thing we've noticed is that the pollinators are using the fountain to drink. So if you have bees, I'll show you a close up here. They're already over here. If you have bees, you have to have a water source for them, right? So here they are. And they particularly like this big rock right here on the side. And they have been using this as a water source. So between the alliums and the fountain, this has been like pollinator haven over here. They've been so happy. But anyway, I'm kind of bummed about the hydrangea. I mean, we'll see how today goes. Hopefully this umbrella will help, but I'm kind of sick that I got a little charred yesterday. Let me show you a couple other things. Now, something else I've been noticing is in my green stock, these are coming to seed. And so I'm going to be collecting these and trying to grow them next year because they were such a pretty variety. Also, the hummingbirds have been going crazy for these. So I'm surprised there's not a hummingbird on them right now, but this is the, why am I blanking on the name? The nasturtium. But you can also see it's struggling a bit, right? Like all this heat, just like everything else, it's starting to go to seed, which is, you know, telling me that the plant is like, hey, I'm done. I'm gonna put my seeds out and I'm done. I'm tapping out. So as soon as I collect some of those seeds, and as soon as I notice that, you know, most of the blooms are closed, but right now I'm still noticing a lot that are fresh, and the hummingbirds are just going crazy. You can see right now there's a pollinator checking out these nasturtium. So nasturtium is a really great plant for pollinators. Some of my herbs have gone to seed and I've been kind of clipping them. So like here is some dill that keeps going to seed, and I keep cutting it to try to help it not go to seed. But all in all, at some point I'm gonna have to kind of get into this green stock and kind of pull things out and redo them. I've done that a little bit. I had a few pockets that didn't make it. I am noticing the pockets down here towards the bottom, you know, they just don't get enough light. And that could be because the nasturtium really just kind of took over. But I'm not mad about it. I think it's been really pretty. It's been a fun addition to my yard this year. Just a couple other things that are going on. Check out my corn. I've got baby corns. Now, as far as I understand it, these tassels up here, you're supposed to give them a shake, and then they fall down and pollinate the silks of the corn, and that's how corn pollinates. So anyway, I'm really happy with my corn patch and how that's looking. I do have some that are a little behind here on this side, but I was pretty excited to see some baby corns. Also, I noticed in my pumpkin area, I've got some baby pumpkins hanging out in here. Do you see them? Now, this is the patch where I have been battling the squash bugs like no one's business. I think there's another one. Oh, here it is. Oh, I'm messing with the bees. The bees are trying to pollinate. There's another one. I'm gonna get out of here. The bees are all over trying to pollinate this morning, so I wanna let them do their work. But anyway, I do have a couple pumpkins up in there, so that was exciting to see. Yep, I've been battling the squash bugs. I come out in the evenings, and it kind of helps if you water, and then they sort of come out, and definitely checking underneath any of the leaves to see if there's any of their eggs and discarding of those. So here in my recycle bin, you can see here are the eggs I'm talking about with those squash bugs. This is bad news bears, you guys. If you see this on your squash and you have to look under the leaves, get rid of it. Like, immediately get rid of it. This patch of Snapdragons is probably my favorite. I've got some bluebells hanging out in here as well, but these were just ones that were kind of left over, and I did my 2 main Vigo beds and I just stuck them in the ground, and honestly, I think it's my favorite patch. It's just kind of leftover stuff, leftover seedlings. I absolutely love this particular bluebell. It's a lighter lavender, so I definitely want to let that one go to seed and collect seed from that one. But this whole bed right here is just, it's probably my favorite right now. It's so pretty. Just a couple other things that are blooming today. My gladiolus are finally blooming, and they've got these 2 white ones blooming. Look at this coral colored one. Isn't that beautiful? So they are enjoying the heat. And then the Snapdragons are doing really good. I haven't noticed any damage on them. This variety is blooming. And so pretty much everything's doing well. All of the dahlias are loving the heat. Oh, I have to show you this dahlia. Hold on, there's 2 of them that are new to me this year. This creamy yellow one. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I'm obsessed. All of my marigolds are all popping with this bright pop orange right there. I love it. These are all my pink proven winners ones, but then look at this dahlia, you guys. Look at this one. Isn't it gorgeous? Anyway, those are new to me, the new blooms, so I wanted to share that with you. Also, one of my I'm blanking on the name. You know what it is. Okay, it's blooming. Anyway, yeah, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's looking really pretty over here. All right, heading back this way. I'm gonna sneak through here, and I want to show you the beds that I'm actually going to be working on today. The garden beds are doing good. I'm getting fruit. Got some zooks here. Now, I have been noticing some squash bugs, so I have been diligent about coming out and checking under the leaves, usually at night, and squashing the squash bugs when I see them. I've got a few tomatoes coming ripe. Anyway, the garden is just, I mean, it's holding its own. It really is. And that's because I've been watering like a mad woman. And my husband has as well. There's another zucchini. I gotta harvest that one today. These peas are doing okay. Again, watering a lot. But this is the area I want to work on today. So let's go back over here. So what I have here are, these are the Campanula bluebells, and you can see the heat has just, I mean, they're just fried. They're just done. And again, this is an early spring or early summer bloom anyway. And at first I was like, well, I think I'm going to leave them because I want to collect seed, but I actually have them planted in a few other places, and I'm going to collect seed there because I want to clean this up. I can't handle it, you guys. I can't handle the way it looks aesthetically. Behind that, my dahlias, I'm sorry, not dahlias, my zinnias are starting to come in, and they're starting to push new blooms. Although I have noticed some teeny tiny babies. Like, look at the size of that one. Like, what is the deal here? So I think I'm going to go ahead and pinch these, those little teeny tinies. This is one of the floret ones. That's one of the like champagne colored ones. Anyway, I'm going to get in here and clean up all of these bluebells and just clean this up. And that will allow for more of the water that I'm putting into this bed to go to those zinnias, which is what I really want. And then in the further bed, I still have some stalk. Now my stalk is, I would say, done. I would say it's fully bloomed with whatever it's going to do. You can see a few of them got a little desiccated. They smell amazing though. So this particular color, this light pink, came ripe or they came into their own after the other color. The first color that came was this one, this hot pink, and then this lighter pink just came out. So, but you can see a few of them are they're not great. I don't know. I've enjoyed growing stalk. I don't know that I'll grow it again because what happens is once I cut these, they're done. So I'm going to be cutting them and then I'm going to be pulling the plant. But I also have some zinnias in here and some sunflowers that aren't doing much. So that's the other thing I'm going to do today. I'm going to cut all of this stalk and pull all of these plants out. Now the amaranth that I have planted in front is doing really well, although in future I probably will put it in the back of the bed because it is really tall, but it's gorgeous. I'm loving the amaranth. It's such a pretty color and it's looking really pretty and it's really nice for arrangements. And of course all the neighbor dogs are going nuts. So anyway, this is what I'm going to get started on today. I'm going to work on these 2 cut flower beds and make room for some new things. All right, that looks so much better. Oh my gosh, so much better. So now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to clip, I might just take all these zinnias. You know, the more that you cut, the more that they will come. So ones like this, especially, you know, I might need to treat these two with a little bit of neem oil or something because something's munching on the bottoms of these. I was kind of looking for any critters. I did see one caterpillar looking thing that I got rid of, but that was in the other bed. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and take a lot of these zinnias so that I can get a bigger, you know, a bigger crop, and they will keep producing for me. But I think they're going to be, excuse me, I think they're going to be so much happier now because think about it, all that water, all that nutrients that was being taken up by all the bluebells, like all that's gone, and now all the nutrients, all that water can go to the zinnias, which you can see I've got my drip line here, drip lines. So yeah, so I'm just going to clean them up a little bit. Might look to see if I've seen any pests. To me that looks like it might be earwig, so I'm going to look for those and yeah, just kind of harvest what I can here to help increase production. All right, much better. So now you can kind of see what I underplanted here. I've got a row of sunflowers, which are kind of leggy to be honest, and then a row of zinnias here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pinch my zinnias. So basically I'm going to go in here and I'm just gonna take the tops off. And you're like, well, why are you doing that? You've got, you know, right there, like that's a bloom, right? Well, what that'll do is it'll force the zinnia to branch. And something's been nibbling on this one. It'll force that zinnia to branch out and make two, you know, two branches basically. Now I'm doing this a little bit late in the game, but I'm still gonna do it today while I'm doing this. So I'm gonna go through this row and go ahead and pinch these back. All right, so I trimmed all those little tiny zinnias back. So hopefully, again, much like pinching, hopefully I'll get a bigger production and more production soon. I want to show you these. So I think I'm gonna pop these in. These are some celosia that didn't work in my front yard. I did a couple of videos about this a while back, but I saved them and now they're really flourishing, especially a few of these ones here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just pop a couple of these in the front of this bed, and I can use these for cut flowers too. So that's what I'm gonna do next. All right, so here's what this one's looking like all done. I went ahead and put that celosia in. This is probably the best looking one, just to give you an idea of what, you know, the potential is. And I just did a little row here in the front. And these are ones that I had planted in my front yard and then they didn't make it. And then I took them out and I did not throw them away. I kept them. I did try to treat with a little bit. I don't have enough of the bait for the whatever they are, the bad bugs, the pinchers, the pincher bugs. So anyway, that's how this one turned out. I think it looks so much cleaner and better. And then again, the other one is looking great. I wish this amaranth was in the back, but whatever, it's fine. There's still gonna be more sunlight and water and such for these zinnias and then this row of sunflowers, if this row of sunflowers decides to do anything, I'm not sure. So I think my next step today is I'm gonna water everything in with a little bit of fertilizer, and I think this is a nice little glow up of my little cutting patch over here, my flower cutting patch. So hopefully you enjoy checking this out. Okay guys, so I was able to get that done this morning. I'm gonna look around the yard and see if there's any other tasks that I need to accomplish today, but other than that, I'm just gonna kind of lay low in my gardening life and just make sure everything's watered because it's too darn hot. It's too darn hot to do much out here. I am trying to get out in the mornings and evenings and just like enjoy the space and look and see what's blooming and what's, you know, happening and what the needs of my garden are. But other than that, I think I'm just gonna take it easy. So I hope you liked checking out today's video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like and a thumbs up. And if you need me, I'll be hanging out in my Oregon yard. See you next time, bye.